Objective Petrology, multiple choice questions with answers. These are the collection from various previous years question papers and hope these are useful for various competitive exams like CSR, NET, GATE, GSI, ONGC, Civil Services and other exams. Welcome to Set 11. First question. The silica saturated end member of tholeiitic basalt is? This was the question asked in ONGC 1990 exam. Choices given are A. Phonolite, B. Mugearite, C. Rhyolite and D. Andesite. So the correct answer is D. Andesite. So the silica saturated end member of the tholeiitic basalt is andesite. So this is a magma series, is a chemically distinct range of magma compositions that describe the evolution of a mafic magma into a more evolved silica rich end member. So D. Andesite is the correct answer. Next question. The detritus which has been formed elsewhere and is brought into a sedimentary basin from outside is described as A. Athigenic, B. Allogenic, C. Epigenetic, D. Phylogenetic. So the correct answer is B. Allogenic. Allogenic is nothing but these are formed elsewhere and transported into the area of the deposition. So B. Allogenic is the correct answer. So this is the detritus which has been formed elsewhere and is brought into a sedimentary basin from outside. So B. Allogenic is the correct answer. Next question. In the Shan's classification, the peraluminous rocks are represented as A. Al2O3 is less than Na2O plus K2O. B. Al2O3 is equal to Na2O plus K2O. C. Al2O3 is greater than Na2O and K2O. And D. Al2O3 is greater than Na2O plus K2O plus CaO. So in Shan's classification, the peraluminous rocks are represented as aluminium oxide, which is greater in proportion than the sum up of sodium oxide, potassium oxide and calcium oxide. So the examples of these peraluminous minerals, it includes biotite, muscovite, cordierite, andesite and garnet. Peraluminous, it corresponds to the aluminum saturation index values greater than 1. Next question. Cone sheet dikes dip towards a common center at the angle of A. 20 to 30 degrees, B. 30 degrees to 40 degrees, C. 40 degrees to 50 degrees and D. 50 degrees to 60 degrees. So the cone sheet dikes, they dip towards a common center at an angle of 30 degrees to 40 degrees. So cone sheets, they form when magma is injected into a shallow magma chamber, so which lifts and fractures the bedrocks above it, and the fractures they take the form of a set of concentric cones which dip at a relatively shallow angle in the magma chamber, and these cone sheet dikes, they dip towards a common center at an angle of 30 degrees to 40 degrees. So B is the correct answer. Next question. Which of the following is synonymous with kimberlite? A. Mica peridotite, B. Quartz monzonite, C. Hypersthene and D. Amphibolite. So mica peridotite is synonymous with the kimberlites. So these are known for the diamond deposits. Next question. Cyanite, nepheline cyanate and limestone association is suggestive of A. Magmatic assimilation, B. Magmatic differentiation, C. Assimilation, D. Due to the caltration. Cyanite, nepheline cyanate and limestone, these are this association is suggestive of magmatic assimilation. And these cyanite, nepheline cyanate and limestone, so these are the magmatic phases of nepheline cyanate. It includes nepheline, sodalite, oligoclase, orthoclase and annite as well as accessory fluorapatite. So A. Magmatic assimilation is the correct answer. Next question. If the granites show gradational contacts with the country rocks, the granites must have formed from A. Metamorphic differentiation, B. Anatexis, C. Granitization and D. None of the above. So the correct answer is granitization. Granitization is a formation of the granite or closely related rocks by metamorphic processes as opposite to the igneous processes in which rocks form from a melt or magma of granitic composition. So in granitization, sediments are transformed in their solid state or in a partially molten state. So if the granites show gradational contact with the country rock, then the granites must have been formed from the granitization, which is a metamorphic process. C. Granitization is the correct answer. Next question. The difference between pickrite and essexite is that A. Pickrite has more olivine and lesser mafics than essexite. B. Pickrite has more mafics and lesser olivine than essexite. And C. Pickrite is totally devoid of olivine and mafics. D. None of these. So what's the difference between pickrite and essexite? The correct answer is A, that is pickrite has more olivine and lesser mafics than essexite. So pickrite is an intrusive igneous rock of ultramafic composition, that is very silica poor composition, that is largely composed of olivine and agite, and is somewhat very similar to peridotite. And picrites, these are dark and heavy rocks and contain a small but variable amount of plagioclase, feldspar, hornblende and biotite may also be present. And essexite, it can be considered as an alkali gabbro or monjodiorite, primarily composed of nepheline, plagioclase, with the lesser amounts of alkali feldspar, and with mafic minerals composed any of the titanium or agite or hornblende and biotite. So the basic difference between pickrite and essexite is that pickrite has more olivine and lesser mafics than essexite. Next question. More active solvents and mineralization in the metamorphism except carbon dioxide are of A. Direct magmatic origin, B. Igneous origin, C. Metamorphic origin, and D. Sedimentary origin. The more active solvents and mineralization in the metamorphism, with the exception of carbon dioxide, these are of direct magmatic origin. So A is the correct answer. Next question. Pyrometamorphism involves, the choices are A. High pressure changes, B. High temperature changes, C. Low pressure and low temperature changes, D. High pressure, high temperature changes. Pyrometamorphism, it involves only high temperature changes. B. High temperature changes is the correct. Next question. If a gneiss is formed from the igneous rocks due to metamorphism, it is described as A. Meta-gneiss, B. Ortho-gneiss, C. Para-gneiss, and D. None of the above. If a gneiss is formed from igneous rocks due to metamorphism, it is known as a ortho-gneiss. Para-gneiss is a type of meta-sedimentary rock based on textural attributes. So the correct answer is ortho-gneiss, means a gneiss which has been formed from the igneous rocks due to metamorphism. Green-schist facies such as A. Low-grade metamorphism, B. Medium-grade metamorphism, C. High-grade metamorphism, and D. Ultra-metamorphism. Green-schist facies such as low-grade metamorphism. Green schist and chloride schist, these are fine-grained to medium crystalline schist of low-grade metamorphism, which is resulting from the basic igneous rocks at relatively low temperatures and pressure. So green schist facies, it's just the low-grade metamorphism. A is the correct answer. Next question. Which of the following is the mineral of the highest zone of metamorphism? Choices are A. Almandine, B. Kyanite, C. Sillimanite, D. Biotite. So the correct answer is C. Sillimanite is the mineral of the highest zone of metamorphism. The rocks of the sillimanite zone, they are likely to be cooled over 700 degrees centigrade, and therefore they must have been buried to depths between 20 kilometers and 25 kilometers, and sillimanite is the mineral of the highest zone of metamorphism. C is the correct answer. Next question. The metallurgical phase rule is given by the formula A. P plus F is equal to C plus 2, B. P plus F is equal to C minus 2, C. P minus F is equal to C plus 2, and D is F is equal to C plus P minus 2. The metallurgical phase rule is given by P plus F is equal to C plus 2. So there is originally this phase rule, it has been proposed by Goldschmidt in 1911. This is also known as the metallurgical phase rule. It is a special boundary condition of the Gibbs phase rule, that is P plus F is equal to C plus 2, which states that the temperature and pressure are externally controlled and probably variable across the stability range of a particular assemblage. So A is the correct answer. Next question. With the increase in the grade of the metamorphism, A. Sodium plus potassium by magnesium of muscovite increases. B. Iron by magnesium of muscovite increases. C. Iron plus magnesium by potassium of muscovite decreases. D. Iron plus magnesium of muscovite decreases while aluminum increases. So with the increase in the grade of the metamorphism, iron and magnesium of muscovite decreases while aluminum increases. Next question. A coarse-grained rudiceous siliceous rock is known as A. Conglomerate, B. Brechia, C. Arkose, D. Grit. These are the questions asked in ONGC exam. So the correct answer is A. Conglomerate. A coarse-grained rudiceous siliceous rock is conglomerate. Next question. Dolerite is A. Volcanic basic rock, B. Plutonic basic rock, C. Hypabyssal basic rock, D. Plutonic acidic rock. So dolerite is a hypabyssal basic rock. So this dolerite, examples of hypabyssal rocks include not only the dolerite, like microgranites, porphyry, microgranodiorites, microdiorites, and dolerites. Next question. In porphyritic texture, A. Smaller grains form the ground mass and the bigger grains form the phenocryst. B. The smaller grains are enclosed in the bigger grains. C. The bigger grains of plagioclase are enclosed in pyroxenes. And D. None of the above. So in porphyritic texture, the smaller grains are enclosed in the bigger grains. So porphyritic texture, it is an igneous rock texture in which large crystals are set in a fine grain or glassy ground mass. And porphyritic textures, they occur in coarse, medium, fine-grained igneous rocks, and usually the larger crystals, these are known as the phenocrysts. They are formed earlier in the crystallization sequence of the magma. Next question. Which of the following is a volcanic lava of acidic composition? A. Andesite. B. Trachyte. C. Rhyolite. D. Basalt. The correct answer is C. Rhyolite. So rhyolite is a volcanic lava of acidic composition, and suppose if you take andesite, it's of intermediate composition, and basalt, it is of basic composition. And if you take trachyte, it is a light colored, very fine grained extrusive igneous rock, which is mainly composed of alkali feldspar with minor amounts of dark colored minerals such as biotite, amphibolite, or pyroxene. Compositionally, this trachyte is the volcanic equivalent of cyanite. So here the volcanic lava of acidic composition is rhyolite. C is the correct answer. Next question. Marbles are formed from limestones due to A. Thermal metamorphism. B. Contact dynamothermal metamorphism. C. Cataclastic metamorphism. And D. Plutonic metamorphism. So marbles are formed from the limestones due to thermal metamorphism. A is the correct answer. Hope you have followed the questions. See you in the next video.